Last time out, it all started to go wrong. We drew one and we lost one. How have we been doing since then? Have we managed to put ourselves right or not? We're about to find out. And also, we have a third round EFL Trophy match as well against Crystal Palcace under 21s. Can we progress in that competition? It's all going to happen on today's episode. Hello, it's a very warm welcome to episode 72 from the bottom to the top as we try and take a National League South side, in this case Weymouth, from the bottom all the way up to the top, and this is our journey. Hello, my name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you, as mentioned in the preamble, two games. We're in League 2, match day 27. We're at home to Gillingham, and then we have an EFL Trophy third round tie against Crystal Palcace under 21s, also at home. Can we go and progress? How have we done since you were last here? We'll get up to date with everything. Of course, we are on the 1st of January. This is New Year's Day matches, and it also means that the transfer window is open for business, and we need to have a look and see where we need to do a little bit of shoring up to get us through the second half of the season, and hopefully improve on the players that we've already got. That's what we need to do. Don't forget, if you enjoyed today's episode, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think of the series so far, and of course just leave me a comment, just let me know. It all helps here on YouTube, and I much appreciate all those that have subscribed recently, left me comments recently, and I will try and get around and answer the comments as best I can and as soon as I can. Don't forget, you can keep up to date with everything that's going on this channel by following me on X at JustOffsideFM. Right, let's get into it. Let's have a look, see what's been going on since you were last with us. We have played a couple of games. As you remember, last time out, we drew 1-1 with Morecambe, lost 1-0 against Grimsby Town. We then went on and took it out on Halifax Town, the team that came up with us out of the National League last season, of course. And coming up, beat them 5-2. As it turned out, it was, it's one of those games, really, where we seemed to be well in front and got motoring, and then they pegged us back a little bit, but we come out on top and got 5 very nice goals, the first of which came from Ethan Braley on 10 minutes. Scott Silcott Dewberry to Jones, Gasper to Jones, Jones in. And they defended it well, but Hunt made a right howler, gave it to Braley, and Braley said, thank you very much, I'll put it in the back of the net. 10 minutes then, we're 1 up, and we went 2 up after Travis Patterson scored a second on 25. Ball cleared, only as far as Jones. Jones back to Braley. Braley cross it into the area, and Wakachoo sets Patterson up. Patterson puts it into the back of the net. So at this point in time, it's 2-0, and we make it 3-0 just 3 minutes later, with Wakachoo getting the first of his hat-trick. Robinson to Linton. Linton down this wing. It's crossed into the box. Wakachoo comes through the 2 defenders, pops it away. 3-0, 4-0 just 3 minutes later when Wakachoo scores again. Braley down that far wing, Silcott Dewberry into Jones. Jones, and the defender gets there, but all he did was put it into the path of Wakachoo, which was a bad thing to do, really. So 4-0, and it was only 4-0 for 3 minutes because Kobe Moore, who's dastardly for Halifax Town, got them one back. Kenlock with the throw into Moore. Back to Kenlock. Kenlock, Braley trying to get it off him. Evans into Moore. Moore creates the space. Whacks it past Hollingshead, and it's 4-1 at half-time then, and that's how it stayed until the 59th minute when Wakachoo got his hat-trick from the penalty spot. Wakachoo Goalkeeper going right way, not getting across to it though. The power of the shot got him for 4-1 then, and Kobe Moore getting another one back for them on 73. Wigley crossed it deep, headed away by Grante, but as we've been talking about for quite a bit now, we're not clearing balls in this series, not clearing balls in the Going Dutch series either. Must be something to do with this setup. Anyway, that's how it ended. 5-2, 12 shots, 7 on target, 2.63, 50% of the possession. They had 6 shots, 2 on target, 0.43, and 50% of the possession. That is how it stayed until the end. A player of the match for Wakachu. 1 key pass, 1 clear-cut chance created, 3 goals and an assist, and 9.9 for him. He had a splendid day. You would have thought we'd have gone away and followed that up. We did. And badly it was as well, because it was 1-1 at half-time. Josh Davidson opening the scoring for Crawley Town after 9 minutes. The ball given away. Litherland, Cole, Davis over the top to Agwu. Agwu into the area. Davidson is just in space. Pops it past Hollingshead. 1-0. And it was on 25 minutes that Ronan Darcy got us back level. Gasper out wide. Pulls it back for Silcott Dewberry. Back to Gasper. Gasper pulls it back. Darcy twists and turns. Pops it away. 1-1 at half-time then. And we thought, well, we perhaps stand a bit of a chance here. And that's how it stayed until 65 minutes when Reece Cole got their second and gave them the lead once again. Long ball. And so Gasper runs past it. Stevens just sort of like, because he was hesitating, and Cole runs onto it. Hollingshead. I'll say nothing he could do about that, but that's where we were. And then there was more misery. They got their third after 83. Josh Davison again. Agwu. Johnson. Robinson to Johnson. Johnson crosses into the area and Davison poaching that goal. Again, pretty much same position he did last time, puts it in on the other side. Nothing Hollingshead could do about it. So 3-1 it was, and that's how it looked as we were going to take another away loss. But we changed it up a little bit, changed the formation, put 2 up front. Only 1 in midfield here, and went very attacking. And this is what happened on 89 minutes. Silcott Dewberry comes forward, crosses this ball deep. Fletcher getting his head to it, and it's 3-2 on 89. 4 minutes of injury time to be played, and we kept going. And then this happened on 92 minutes. It's ball forward. Davis defends it, but Darcy picks it up. Darcy crosses it into the area. Wakachu in the near post. It's 3-3. And at one point, looked most unlikely that we were going to achieve a 3-3 result. I certainly didn't think it was going to happen, and I don't think anybody else did either. Needless to say, they did have 1 ruled out on 74 minutes. But that's the way it goes sometimes. They had 15 shots, 7 on target, 2.38, 44% of the possession. We have 15 shots as well, 8 of which were on target. Our XG wasn't so good, 1.89 and 56% of the possession. In the balance of things, we probably should have won it. But coming back from 3-1 was about the best we could do. Joe Johnson getting a player of the match, 5 key passes, 1 clear-cut chance, and 1 assist. He got an 8.4 for that, our team. Not as good as I would have hoped. So, with that all said and done, this is how the table looks after those 2 games. We are still 4 points clear of our nearest rivals. The only thing is it's not Accrington Stanley on this occasion. It's Wigan. They've overtaken Accrington Stanley. They are up into second place, 52 points. We are top on 56, 4 points clear of them. 5 points clear of Accrington Stanley in third, and some 7 points. 7 points clear of AFC Wimbledon, taking up the last of those playoff spots. But if our form is adrift, it's not going to take long for them to catch up and overtake us. The only consolation is we are 14 points clear of Bradford City in 8th place, outside those playoff places. But ideally, we want an automatic promotion place if at all possible. Our first opponents today, Gillingham, are in 6th place. They've won 3, lost 1 and drawn 1 in their last 5. Not going to be a pushover. They are 11 points behind us and will want to close that gap if they can. At the bottom of the table, Northampton still adrift, and they are adrift now by 14 points over Halifax Town, who are in 22nd. Cheltenham are themselves 7 points adrift. So Cheltenham and Northampton got a lot to do to get themselves out of there before too much longer. And then you've got 2 teams, Swindon and Halifax, on 26, and then come Morecambe and Grimsby on 27. In fact, Newport, Morecambe and Grimsby on 27, and then come Tranmere on 28, and a little bit of a gap up to Sutton United. That's how it looks going into today's episode. As I say, we do have this first game in the league against Gillingham. We have played them once before earlier in the season, a 2-1 win at their place. It was Armitage and Peters that were the scorers on that occasion. We'll hope for a result today. And then, of course, we have Crystal Palcace under 21s. As I did say, we have gone into the transfer window, and lots of things going on. First thing to tell you is we've got 2 players that have left. We've got Patterson and Stevens, both left. They were on loan, and obviously the loans, when they were set up, were only set up until the start of the next transfer window, which I should have done it for the whole season, which causes us a bit of a problem on the basis that neither of them want to come back. So we're going to have to go looking for replacements. The only problem with that, of course, is we're not going to get them in time for today's game. So I'm not quite sure how that's going to sit. More about that in due course. But let's go and have a look at the team then that will face Gillingham in this match day 27 of League 2. And this is the team that will face Gillingham in this Sky Bet League 2 match day 27. Brad House returns to goal after the poor showing of Hollingshead just recently. He's on a 6.62. Brad House on a 6.92. His average rating is 7.07 against 6.73. So Brad House gets another chance. Needs to show us what he can do. Robinson, Ransom and Armitage are our defensive line. Candlish and Holman playing as the complete wing-backs. Gasper and Brayley in between them. Gasper, of course, coming in because we no longer have Stevens, as we try and look for a replacement defensive midfielder. And then Peters comes in, makes a start on the left as a replacement for Travis Patterson, who is also going back to Bournemouth. Darcy is out on the right-hand side. Jones, due to Wakachu, really his form. I am debating whether to put Wakachu on and make a start, and then have Jones as the backup. I think we'll do that. And Jones he will make an appearance because Wakachu won't make the whole of the game. So Wakachu up front then, and on the bench, Hollingshead, Linton, Silcott, Dewberry, Garante, Petit, Wareham, and James Jones. And here we are back at the Bob Lucus and playing our usual formation. How long we play it for before it all goes completely wrong, I don't know. Gillingham today playing a 4-3-3 with a defensive midfielder. And the table looking like this. Gillingham 6th on 45. We are top on 56. Very cagey, quiet affair for the first quarter of an hour. That one sprung in. I think it's gone for another corner. Headed clear. Braley will take it again. Braley to the back post this time. And Armitage heads it over. This was the first one. Yet another corner. 21 on the clock now. Braley near post. Oh, and it's saved by the goalkeeper. Wakachoo heads it back in. Gasper, it's fired by Peters and blocked. Goodness me. Armitage actually got up that one. A good save by the goalkeeper. Cleared, but Wakachoo was there. Headed it back into Gasper. Gasper to Peters. Peters fired it, but it took a deflection out. They have a throw in right in the corner. And we got to be careful here, having been quite exploitive and not got anywhere. That's headed, but not clear, convincingly clear again. And whoa, it's gone in. And I'm not sure that didn't catch a deflection. Gomez, the scorer, and we'll see that again. But as I say, convincingly didn't clear it. And twice we had a bite of the cherry to clear it. It's out wide of Packham. Packham to McCormack. Wakachoo, I think, coming in to try and steal it. They moved it very quickly. Cumber there. And who's on him? Gaspar. Didn't put a foot in. Braley should have won it. Oh, yes, it was. It was going over here. Ransom put a foot out and it deflected off a Ransom into the back of the net. Can't blame House for that. Half-time has arrived and we've got caught by a sucker punch, so to speak. Gomez, the scorer, a deflected shot, really, possibly was an own goal off of, whoever it was off, we just said, didn't we? Well, that was disappointing. 6 shots, 2 on target, 0.49, 53% of the possession. Again, not taking our chances. They've had 3 shots. 2 of them on target, 0.23 and 47% of the possession. We need to pick it up in the second half. They made 2 changes at half-time. Braley with his corner. It's not cleared. Wakachoo. Braley. Can he get this back in? He's got to get this in now. And he has, and Peters puts it away. His 6th goal of the season. And we go level after 51 minutes. That's a bit more like it. We've profited from the corner. It was headed out. Wakachoo to Braley. Braley looked like he might have lost this ball if he'd hung around for too much longer. But Peters put it away deftly. And with 57 minutes on the clock, we are making 2 changes. 2 players that we started that were tarring. Luigi Gaspar has been replaced by Casey Petit. And as we anticipated, Wakachoo has been replaced by James Jones. Holman with the ball. Braley comes forward. He's got it to Wakachoo. No changes made yet. Candlish is in. Candlish has a shot to come back. The goalkeeper pushed it onto the woodwork. It's gone for a corner. They made 2 more changes. And Candlish with this corner. Can he do something here? Changes have been made. It's swung deep. Armitage straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. Highlight looks like it's going to continue. Burgoyne, a long one deep. Ransom heads it down. Braley is there. Braley's having quite a good game today. Armitage, Holman, back to Armitage. 61 on the clock now. Armitage to Ransom. Holman with a throw-in, 65 on the clock. Braley back to Holman. Holman crosses deep. It's headed clear. Candlish heads it in. Goalkeeper came for it. Peters. Candlish recycling it. He's got support. Robinson into Peters. Peters pulls it back for Petit. And it's gone for a corner. The goalkeeper is keeping us at bay. And we are trying hard here. Braley. This one deep. Back post. Goalkeeper is there though. Burgoyne with a long goal kick. It's headed on. Armitage pumps that one forward. It's got a bit of a wasted. Petit, and it's headed down into the path of, oh dear, Ransom. He's got a red card, and that's not going to help our cause at all, is it? dearie me, tackled him, didn't need to, and that causes a bit of a problem. We're going to have to decide what to do here, and it feels like we're going to have to take one of our midfielders off. Braley, I don't really want to take Braley off. What do we do? Or do we stick with two at the back? It's a bit dangerous. The only other thing we can do, I think Petit can play. He can. Right, what I'm tempted to do then is put Braley in this defensive midfielder role, and he's best as a deep lying. Put him in there. Can't get him to go down there. Why can't I get him to go down there? No, didn't want to do that either. Is it because of the formation? I don't know. It could be. Maybe we just leave him as just change him to more of a defensive. So Petit more as a defensive player, and we'll change Robinson to a no-nonsense centre-back, I think, on defend. And so a little bit more defensive at the back there, but we don't have much choice in the circumstances. And do we make any other changes while we're at it? I think possibly we do. Holman not having a good game over on that right side. Darcy not playing particularly well. Candlish not playing particularly well. Candlish has picked up a yellow card. That's one change then. Candlish for Linton, which leaves us with two changes we can make. We're going to make one more right now. Do we take Ronan Darcy off? I'm going to take Ronan Darcy off for Silcott Dewberry for the minute and just see what happens. Right, they are our changes then at this juncture in time, having got Holman sent off. Sorry, Ransom sent off. Yeah, need to decide what we do next. Gillingham have a corner. Cerny swung in. Armitage clears it, but again, we've not cleared it convincingly. And it's back out wide. Cerny into the area. But Clowns puts it wide. Thankfully. Numbers looking to tell there. House. He's gone out wide to Linton. Linton to Peters. Petit finds Jones. Jones comes forward. What can Jones do? He's got no support there. And the defender gets the better of him. Robinson heads this down to Linton. We can recycle. Petit. Robinson to Armitage. Armitage comes forward. He's looking out wide. Nobody there. And Redford will just let that go, I think. No, he won't. Redford comes forward. And danger ensues. Chambers needs to cut them out. Oh, dearie me. Oh, is that wide? And that's into the area. And it was always on the thing, but a case of offside. Clawis is offside. Won't count. Thank goodness for that. And need to give the boys a bit of a shout. And with 86 minutes on the clock, we've made our final change. We've taken off Ethan Braley, who was tired. Yeah, he's had a good game. We've moved Petit up into the more attacking role. And he's going to be a central midfielder. Do we put him on support? Do we put him on attack? I think we put him on support. And we've brought on Jack Garante, for Braley. and he's dropped into that back three, so a bit short, and we've gone attacking. See if we can get this goal to give us that win. They have a corner. 89 minutes virtually on the clock. It's headed in, not clear. Gomez! Oh, it's come back off the woodwork and gone out. 7 minutes of injury time added on at the end. We are in the 3rd minute of those. And trouble is afoot. Oh, dear. And Klaus has definitely got it this time. And we've lost to Gillingham. Down to 10 men. And maybe the tactic of attacking was the wrong move. Maybe we should have gone a bit more defensive and just rode it out. A draw was better than a loss. And a loss is what it is. And we're going to be slipping from the top of the table. Our form has gone to poo. And we're self-destructing by getting players sent off and all the rest of it. We've had 12 shots, 7 on target. No excuses. Should have put those away. And we should have been in the driving seat. 1.11 and 60% of the possession. Stats don't stack again. Gillingham 9 shots, 4 on target, 1.07 and 40% of the possession. Yeah, I think it's numbers. So Jack Holman, Harry Ransom getting sent off on 72 didn't help us in the slightest, and we come out losing that game. We are still top, but our lead has been cut to 2 points, rather annoyingly. For 2 points over Accrington Stanley, who go above Wigan, but I noticed Wigan have got a game in hand, and if they win that game in hand, our lead will be down to 1 point. When do Wigan play? Wigan play on Tuesday. Who are they playing? They're playing Wimbledon. Not a full join. It's third playing fourth, so it's a good opportunity for Wimbledon to beat them and help us out somewhat, but our lead could be cut to 1 mere point. We still have a 7-point gap over Wimbledon, but of course if Wimbledon win that game, that gap will be a little bit less than it was. So not a good day at the office, to say the least. As I say, Accrington Stanley did pick up a win, which was very good for them, a 2-0 win against Grimsby Town. Wigan play on Tuesday. Wimbledon, they play on Tuesday as well. Of course they do. Gillingham beating us, of course, and Wickham the other side. Did Wickham play? Can't see Wickham. So a number of teams didn't play in this round, or they must have played before. I'm not quite sure. They possibly played. I don't know. Anyway, or am I just being daft and not seeing Wickham here at all? Can't see them. But anyway, that's how it's ended up. We are top then by 2 points over Accrington. Wigan are third on 52. Wimbledon fourth on 49. Then come Gillingham, Wickham and Shrewsbury. Cambridge United outside the playoff places on 44. Just 12 points adrift now. That gap is closing down. At the bottom of the table, Cheltenham are 4 points adrift of Halifax Town. Cheltenham beating Harrogate by 2-0, which was helpful for them, given that Halifax Town didn't play. So they are on 26. Northampton, they got a 4-1 loss against Doncaster and remain 14 points adrift of Halifax Town, who are there in 22nd. So that's how it's gone on. We have... if I go back, we've got 4 days down to the game against Crystal Palace. You will see from this screen we have brought in a couple of trialists that we're having a look at, because we need to do a bit of replacing. I'll come back with any news that we have ahead of the game against Crystal Palace under 21s, an EFL Trophy third round. Can we make it through to the quarterfinals? Well, you come back and join me just ahead of the game against Crystal Palace in the EFL Trophy third round. And as you know, we are trying to bring in some players. We have put in a loan bid for Niall Master from Derby County. We've got him in on loan. He is 18 years old. He can play left or right in attacking midfield, which is what we wanted to replace. Really was Travis Patterson more than anything. So Niall will replace Travis Patterson. He's not quite as good as Travis Patterson, to be fair, but we will have him. He can play, as I say, can play on either side of that, and we'll see how he gets on. So that is the first one in. We also have an offer in for Lawrence Wyke. So does a few other teams as well, to be fair. Can play anywhere down. He can play midfield, defensive midfield, which is where we want him. Can also play as a wing back and also in defence as well. So he's quite versatile. And we made an offer for him until the end of next season. So that giving us a replacement for Charlie Stevens for now. If not, we'll have to dip into the low market again, I think, and see how we go. Anyway, that is how we're set up for the moment. Let's go and see the team then that will play Crystal Palace under 21s in this EFL Trophy third round. This is the team. Here is the team that faces Crystal Palace under 21s in this third round of the EFL Trophy. Hollingshead, why is Hollingshead back in goal? Oh dear. Mind you, after the last match, Brad House, he's, to say the least, didn't have a good time, did he? Brad House is in goal. Prescott, Grante and Olsen, who's back off his holiday, is in the defence. And the reason why we got Prescott in there is, of course, we have Will Armitage has gone away on holiday. He's in the same as Olsen, but we were hanging off until Olsen was back. And, of course, we've got Ransom, who is out, suspended. Maybe we need another central defender as well. But money-wise, we're going to have to offload a few first. So we need to have a good look at that. Beyond today's games, Linton and Silcott Dewberry are the complete wing-backs. Gasper and Petit are between them. Peters continues his exploits here on the left-hand side. Darcy on the right-hand side. Jay Robinson gets a rare outing up front, making a start with the bench looking like this. Hollingshead, Candlish, Robinson, Braley, Wareham, Master and Wakachoo. Here we are back at the Bob Lucus, and, we will see if we can get a result against Crystal Palace under 21s. Enter the draw for the quarter-final. They're playing a 4-4-2 today. Conventional 4-4-2. First highlight comes 27 minutes in, and it's Crystal Palace on the ball. Russell Denny. Cut out by Grante. Gaspar comes forward. What are we going to do with this? Gaspar still has the ball. He crossed it into the area, but that's going to... Oh! The goalkeeper's made complete whole legs of it. And Jay Robinson profits his first goal for us. And Jay Robinson was quick to respond. Oh, boys and girls, what a mess up. Goalkeeper comes for it. Thought the defender was leaving it. It bounced in front of him. And Jay Robinson was in. We have a free kick now. 39 minutes on the clock. Nearly 40 minutes. I think it's Darcy standing over it. It is Darcy. Can he put this one away? He has scored from free kicks before. Oh, and he has today! 7th goal of the season for Ronan Darcy. And we take a 2-goal lead on 41 minutes. And it was in off the post. We'll see it from behind. Round the wall. Goalkeeper in off the post. And the tonk must have frightened him. Free kick to Crystal Palace in the second minute of 2 added on. And that's gone over the top. Good free kick. Found the player, but Prescott put him off. Half-time has arrived. 5 shots, 3 on target. 1.19. 50% of the possession. They've had 2 shots, 1 on target. 0.18. And 50% of the possession. We have a 2-goal lead at half-time. And, wow, I wasn't really expecting that. Linton bringing that ball down nicely. Gaspar to Petit. Olsen. Silcott Dubry. If we score next, I do fancy our chances. This crossed in nicely. Peters couldn't quite get there. I think it's gone for a corner. It has indeed. Defender getting there just ahead of Peters. Linton going to be an in-swinger. No Armitage today, of course, but Olsen is there. Oh, and it's headed wide. It's gone for another corner. Defenders obviously quite concerned about it. Getting rid of the ball very quickly. Darcy swings this ball in. It's headed sort of clear, and it's gone out. Olsen, this is the initial one. Silcott Dubry crossed it in wide there. Defender getting ahead of Peters. They have a throw-in on that far side. Ball into the area. We got to be careful here. Danger ensues. Careful. Don't want any accidents. Crossed it in. Header in. And it's tucked in by Gear Piers. And they've got one back on a 58. And with nearly 59 minutes on the clock, having just conceded that goal, we're going to give Niall Master a debut. He's out on the left. We've taken off Amika Peters, who's not been having a good day out there. And with 76 minutes on the clock, making two more changes, Ronan Darcy has come off. Jaden Wareham making a rare appearance on the right-hand side out there. And the other change that we have made is we have taken off Luigi Gaspar, who is tiring. He's had a good day. Brought on Ethan Braley, and we might swap these two around because I think Ethan Braley is better in that attacking volante role. And with 86 minutes very nearly on the clock, making our final two changes, we have taken off Josiah Linton, replaced him with Kevin Canlish. The other change that we made is Zane Silcott Dubry is off. Prescott moves out to the right, and Robinson comes on that left side of the defensive three. Can we see the game out? Can we get through to the quarterfinal? Let's go and find out. And we have seen the game out. We have won it 2-1 and beaten Crystal Palace under 21s. It was, if we could play like that week in and week out, I think we'd be all right. 9 shots, 5 on target, 1.92, 51% of the possession. They had 8 shots, 3 on target, 0.81 and 49% of the possession. We put our chances away today. Luigi Gaspar, player of the match. 2 key passes, 1 clear-cut chance, 1 assist. Goals from Ronan Darcy and Jay Robinson. Jay Robinson profiting from a mistake in their defensive line, which was rather splendid. And he's put himself back in the slot, I think, for possibly another start at some point or other. But good day at the office, and a quarter-final EFL Trophy match looks like it's on the cards. So with the third round played out, northern and southern section, it obviously then all amalgamates into one. The results today, from yesterday's games, Accrington Stanley beating Liverpool under 21s 2-0. Fleetwood beating Aston Villa under 21s 1-0. Sheffield Wednesday beating Doncaster by 1-0. Charlton beating Tottenham under 21s 1-0. Leyton Orient beating Northampton 4-0. Big win there for Leyton Orient. Reading beating Brighton under 21s by 3-1. And in today's matches, Bradford City are beating Manchester City under 21s 3-1. And we have beaten Crystal Palace under 21s. And I can actually tell you, the draw presumably automatically gets drawn at this stage. And we will be facing Bradford City in the EFL quarter-final. It's coming up on the 25th of January. And as you see, we have played them 4 times in this series so far. And it's a peppered history. Lost 3 times to them. Beat them only once. And that was earlier this season at home. But we're playing them away. and we've never beaten them at their place as yet, losing to them in the playoff final as well as one of them. So that's all to come in a future episode. It looks like it will be in the next episode, actually, because it looks like Swindon Town and Stevenage offline. Then we'll come back from Cambridge United and Bradford City, an EFL quarter-final in the next one. Hopefully, we will have sorted out some players by that stage of the proceedings. At least we hope that that is the case. Swindon Town currently in 18th, Stevenage in 14th. Like to think that we could get a result against them. The Cambridge game might not be quite so easy. I don't know. We'll have to see how that one goes. But that's what's coming up in the next episode. It's Cambridge United, currently in 8th place. We beat them last time out at the Bob Lucas 3-0. But as we know, our form away from home isn't particularly splendid. So I hope you'll join me for that. If you've enjoyed today's episode, then don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. That keeps you up to date with all future episodes of Bottom to the Top and our other series Going Dutch as they are released. New episodes of Bottom to the Top released every Tuesday and Friday at 4:15 p.m. And the best way of keeping up to date with what's happening on this channel is to follow me on X at JustOffsideFM. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It's going to be episode 73. It's out on Friday. It's a League 2 match against Cambridge and then an EFL Trophy quarter-final. Can we get through to the semi-final? Join me on Friday and find out. Till then, bye-bye.